Everyone has a past. Rewriting a life takes commitment. Marcus Vigil has some dark chapters written, but he is working hard to write the rest of his book with words that make a difference.
Sometimes I'll be thinking about things and it's just like if my life is a book, like I'll get stuck on certain chapters and I'm like, I can't believe that happened. I'd say the most notable thing about me is that I am a recovering drug addict.
That may have been true on previous pages, but Marcus is working hard every day to make his life notable in other ways.
I've been an addict since almost as long as I can remember, probably about 12 or 13 years old.
Changing a life completely takes commitment. Marcus is finding his strength in the gym, surrounded by positive role models.
The biggest thank you that I have for martial arts would have to go to Ryan McDonald. That was the first person that I contacted when I got out of jail. And I was like, hey man, I need something, And so he really got me into it, really kept me going, helped me a lot along the way. And then as far as Russ and everybody with MCF, it's just a huge thank you. This is that moment that I've put so much hard work into, and then to finally see oh, I get to have fun doing this. It's not just all effort. It's huge. It's really cool to get these opportunities presented. And so honestly, it's just a huge thank you to everybody, Huge thank you to Alan for opening this gym. Huge thank you to Ryan for getting me started. Huge thank you to Russ and his team for all putting everything together. And then the biggest thank you also has to go out to the fans of mixed martial arts, because none of this would be possible if there wasn't anybody watching.
I'm excited for it. He's fighting an opponent from Ogallala. I think it'll be interesting. He's been working hard, so I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be fun for him, and most importantly, it's he's becoming a better person outside of the gym, and I think that's what it's all about.
And it is about his life. Marcus is 28 years old now, and it is true he spent over half of his life addicted to drugs.
Has been a long journey through all of that, but this is kind of what I found to keep me on the right path and keep me clean and sober. I was so wrapped up in my addiction for such a long time, and that's kind of like you get into a certain age where you're kind of like coming to your personality and like how you present yourself and who you are, and that's who I was for so long that now it's like I feel like a baby in the world. Enjoy it a lot more. Like I find myself happier a lot more than I used to. Martial arts for me is just huge. Not even the fighting aspect of it, which I love that too. That's the attention grabber, so that's kind of fun. But just coming in and training, to me it's like teaching your brain. Like you come in and do something very difficult every single day. And every day that you get through that and you learn things and you get better at it, it's kind of like teaches your brain to work through the difficult times outside of training. It really helps me stay on my path because I'm diagnosed bipolar, and so my thinking habits are just really terrible. And it's really easy for me to get caught up in depression. And so coming in here and having this to do every single day is just makes my brain that much more resilient. And that's I feel like when I walk through the world now that nothing can touch me. And that's something that I've never experienced. I'm so used to doing all these things to have this false sense of confidence in the world, and now that I don't have to do that and I actually feel confident, then it just makes life so much better.
Marcus says people know who he is for the bad chapters in his life. Now he wants to write good chapters and make a difference.
feel like everybody already knows me. Not like for anything martial arts wise. The first time that I was in the newspaper was for a car accident, and that was like a big deal. And the second time I was in the newspaper was when I got
How
arrested.
does it feel? So you mentioned that you've been in the paper a couple times,
Yeah.
and they weren't for positive things.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the community is accepting you now that you've turned your life around, if you will?
It's actually a little bit overwhelming with the support that I'm getting, because like my brain can handle negative comments all day. Like I've been used to that my whole life, but now for people to message me and tell me that like I'm an inspiration in their own lives, and to see like how far I've come back, like how far gone I was and how much I've come back from that, and like the recovery, it's really like I don't know how to respond almost, because to me this is just life to me now, you know. And I forget that there is a lot of hard work involved. It all seems so routine that I forget that I'm actually like doing a lot of effort to keep myself here and keep myself going.
But after a life of drug use, what made him suddenly want to change?
There was another person in jail that I had been friends with for a very long time, and he was kind of, talking me up to everybody in the pod. He'd mentioned that I was like the first person that he ever saw a lot of drugs at their house. And so he was telling all these stories about like coming over to my house when he was like 15 years old and just like a young person, also in that like developing who they are kind of era of life. And when I heard him talking about it, like obviously he wasn't saying it like disrespectfully, like I ruined his life. He was talking me up to everybody, but it kind of just like broke my heart, because he's probably gonna get sentenced for a very long time. And it just got me thinking like how much of a role did you coming over to my house and like getting introduced to all of this, like how much of a role did that play in your life story? And at that moment I kind of decided like I don't think that I want to do this anymore. um, it's just when you can see the other lives that you've affected, it kind of puts a lot more weight onto it.
So you had to see it through the eyes of someone else's life getting kind of destroyed to realize
Yeah.
that you were hurting your own life.
Yeah, because my time in jail was so easy, because I'm like, I've got multiple friends in here. Like this isn't anything. This is honestly kind of fun. Like I was enjoying myself enough. But then having to think about like, well, this is 4 months out of my life. This is gonna be your life for 15 plus years. So it's it kind of puts a little heartbreak onto it. I don't ever want to feel like I played a part in somebody else's downfall. I think I'd rather play a part in somebody else's like upcoming.
And now you're doing that because you probably have. I saw that little boy out there. High fiving you or whatever, pounding it.
Yeah.
And saying he's the best fighter ever. How does that make you feel? I can tell by the smile you have.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really, I've never been somebody that kids look up to, at least for anything good. Yes, and I can
Awesome fighter right here.
Let's go.
Thank you, dude. And so it's just like another one of those things, it's overwhelming and I don't know how to react to it ever. But at the same time, I try to be as cool as I can to these kids, to show them like, hey, this is how you want to be in life. Like this is the life that you want to involve yourself in, because there's so many different roads that you can go. And for me, this is the best one that I've found.
Oh, good job.
Thank you. it definitely took a minute for everybody to come around after I had gotten out of jail, and I think that's a part of the process, though. Is you have to keep doing it to really show change. Like you have to show people that hey, I'm not doing this for a week just to go on the apology world tour and get everybody back on my side. Like you really have to change your life and make it noticeable that you've changed your life, and then people come back around.
Got your song picked out?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right, can you tell me what it is? Or is it a secret?
It's not a secret. There's a song by, and I feel like just the title alone just encapsulates my entire life. Just anything but regular.
Come to the fight Saturday or tune in to pay-per-view to learn what song he picked, to watch him fight, and to get a sneak peek at the next chapter of this young man's life. He hopes to one day mentor others through the lessons learned on his own journey. Reporting from Vicious Cycle, downtown North Platte on the Bricks, I'm Melanie Standiford, Midwest Media by Melanie.